welcome to the channel. Thanks for everyone who's subscribed recently and also joined me over on Instagram. I really enjoy all the comments and seeing your photos as well. It's really nice from people all around the world, from as far away as New Zealand and even some other really obscure places. So thank you very much for that. Anyway, I am going to build my deck now outside the summer house. It's a job that I've been really looking forward to doing. I've been thinking about it all the way through the build, how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to use, etc. So the first part of the job was obviously finished grading all the land off. I've let it settle for 6 months. It's a lot of clay here. It's all settled down. I've got my screw piles in, which are these things here. And these go down 1.2 meters, 4 foot in imperial. And there's a series of those dotted around. And based on the spans of these and the spans from these to the walls, that's enabled me to work out my timber sizes. I'm using a 175 by 50 tannalized treated timber at 7x2 or 2x7 in imperial, and that's going to form the basis of the frame. It's basically a rectangle here, and then there's another square which goes on the other side of the rectangle. And then what we've got is the deck boards will come inside over the top of the sill. When these doors are open, it's a level finish to the edge of the lap pool on the inside. So it's not going to take me very long. I'm going to try and capture as much footage as possible. Normally I'd prefer to have this on Skill Builder, but obviously because of the current climate, which we are in lockdown, I'm doing it for you myself. So apologies for the quality if it's a little bit random, and also I might not capture everything, but you'll get an essence of just what I'm doing. So here is a little selection of items I'm using during the build. Of course, a circular saw, of course, a nail gun, and we're going to be using a lot of these small framing hangers, which are really great because there's just enough strength in those to hold each joist, as opposed to the wrap over type, which are just overkill for something like this. So they're really handy. I've also got sleeve anchors, which are like a stainless steel sleeve anchor. These are fabulous for through fixing. So once you've got your wall plate there, you can drive right through with your drill, hammer these in, and they're an excellent connection. I've also got some concrete bolts, which will basically screw straight into blocks and concrete, etc. Regulation pouch and hammer. I'll be using my roofing square quite a lot for this operation. Also a sight square for double checking corners and everything else like that. A laser level, my go-to laser level with the receiver, because when you're outside, anyone who uses a level or a laser level knows direct sunlight isn't your best friend. Of course, we've got a masonry hammer drill and a chop saw, and this is just a little selection of some of the tools that I will be using during the course of the build. And then here is a massive stack of timber. Now I have much more than I need, but because it's hard to get stuff at the moment, I over-ordered because I've got several other jobs that I need carcassing material for, so I can rip it out of this, or I can use it in its dimension as well. Also, I've got some offcuts of tricoya. This is that amazing, completely waterproof MDF. And what I do with this, where I'm bolting a wall plate to a wall, I will separate it from the wall by fixing these on the back and drilling through everything. And the reason for that is I don't like sandwiching the timbers against masonry, because if it gets wet, it wants to dry. So the water doesn't want to run down and sit there or build up with some sort of leaf debris, and it'll always be wet because it will rot. Tannalized timber will rot eventually. So I always use this tricoya. Tricoya is expensive, but whenever I get offcuts, I set them to one side, and then I make all kinds of useful bits and pieces out of these. Now, I've got a series of trimmers which I'm going to be putting in, which are double trimmers. Now, where I bolt those together, I'll be using either tricoya in between or the 10mm plastic spacers as well. And the same reason, because I don't want the moisture to sandwich in between. I want air to blow it through. and I want that to dry out regularly as well. And then the lifespan of the deck carcass, if you like, or the construction will be a hell of a lot more than it would have been otherwise. So I'm going to get on with it. So every now and then you have to make a little bit of fabrication up, and in this case I'm bolting this section of steel on here into the slab. This is 300mm thick, this slab. Try to avoid the rebar, so I'm sort of roughly in between the two layers of rebar, which I knew where they were put. I'm going to bolt that on there. So what I need to do is put some Chemfix in, which is this affair. So the key to that is, if you're using a 12mm or 1/2 inch stud like I am, I'll make a 14mm hole. But it's really key that you blow the hole out. You can get different pumps for it for doing that. I've just got a compressor here, so I'm just going to buzz them out. And that is really key with using Chemfix. Then the next secret is get it worked out, make it come out into the formula it should be. There you go. It's like a silver. Don't be afraid to squirt a bit out. And then starting at the back, start filling. And you really want to get as much of this in there as possible. You don't want to scrimp. You want to get it to push out. And this is good gear. Don't worry about that bit, it'll break off when it dries. And then just basically want to work that in. Give it a little turn, leave enough on there. Same with that one. Goes off fairly quick. This will be gone off in about, I don't know, 40 minutes. Enough to take a load. See the air's pushing me out there? There we go. Perfect there. That little turn. And that enables me to then bolt that on there. So that is my perimeter and my kind of overall framework made up and set out. I'm sitting really nicely on my screw foundation. I've got everything mapped out. All my joists are in line, and each one is exactly the same length for these two bays here. So then when I go and cut those and produce them, one template, cut them all out, fix them all in, and then I'll go around with the positive placement nailer and nail in the hangers. You can put the hangers on first or the hangers on the timbers first, but I personally prefer fixing them and then putting the hanger in so we get all the top edges exactly right, because sawn timber is often slightly varying in height. So that's why I like to do it like that, especially when I want a really flat surface. Some interesting bits and pieces I did here. So this is the trimmers, which are spaced with the 10mm fibre washers and then coach bolted through. And as I mentioned, it's just a really nice way of, once the deck's going over the top, any water that gets between, it can just run straight out, the air can circulate around it, and it just makes for a longer life.